This is Radio Nepal. I'm Kaushal Ghimire with the news, the headlines first. Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal Prachanda expresses gratitude to all political parties and parliamentarians for giving him vote of confidence. Prime Minister Dahal seeks consensus in all-party meeting. Newly appointed Deputy Prime Minister, Ministers and State Ministers take oath of office and secrecy and assume their offices. Candidacy for election to the post of House Speaker to be filed today. Dr. Sandak Reid honored with Bahrain's prestigious ISA Award, and top Ukraine-US military leaders meet face-to-face for the first time over urgent needs. Now the news in detail. Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal Prachanda has expanded his new cabinet. Now the cabinet has 23 members. The Dahal-led cabinet has 4 deputy prime ministers, 15 ministers and 3 state ministers. President Vidya Devi Bhandari yesterday administered the oath of office and secrecy to the newly appointed deputy prime minister, ministers and ministers of state. New Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Energy, Water Resources and Irrigation, Rajendra Lingden, took the oath before the President. Similarly, Minister for Communication and Information Technology, Rekha Sharma, Minister for Federal Affairs and General Administration, Aman Lal Modi, Minister for Culture, Tourism and Civil Aviation, Sudan Kirati, took the oath representing the CPN Maui Centre. CPN Maui Centre's Minister of State for Culture, Tourism and Civil Aviation, Susila Sripaili, remained absent in the oath-taking ceremony. Similarly, on behalf of CPN-UML, Minister for Foreign Affairs, Dr. Bimala Rai Paudel, Minister for Defence, Hari Upreti, Minister for Health and Population, Padam Giri, Minister for Women, Children and Senior Citizens, Bhagawati Chowdhury, and Minister for Agriculture and Livestock Development, Jwala Kumari Shaha, were administered the oath by the President. Likewise, Minister for Law, Justice and Parliamentary Affairs, Thurba Bahadur Pradhan, and Minister for Urban Development, Bikram Pandey, from the Rashtriya Prajatantra Party also took the oath. Rashtriya Prajatantra Party's Deepak Singh took the oath as the Minister of State for Energy, Water Resources and Irrigation. Similarly, Rashtriya Swatantra Party's Sisir Khanal took the oath as the Minister for Education, Dor Prasad Aryal as the Minister for Labour, Employment and Social Security, and Dr. Toshima Karki as the Minister of State for Health. An all-party meeting was held in Balwatar yesterday evening. The Secretariat of the Prime Minister said all political parties that cast the vote of confidence to Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal Prachanda were present in the meeting. The meeting is said to have discussed the elections to the post of President, Vice President and House Speaker, among other posts. Top leaders from the Nepali Congress, CPN-UML, Rashtriya Swatantra Party, CPN Unified Socialist and Janamat Party, among others, put forth their views in the all-party meeting. Talking to journalists, Nepali Congress Chief Whip Ramesh Lekhak said Prime Minister Dahal sought consensus from all political parties to elect President, Vice President and House Speaker, among other posts. According to leader Lekhak, the meeting, however, could not make a decision yesterday. Likewise, talking to journalists, Minister for Communication and Information Technology, Rekha Sharma, said the all-party meeting would continue to seek a consensus in other further meetings. Deputy Prime Minister and Energy Minister Rajendra Lingden has decided to form a 3-member task force to prepare a 5-year strategy for the development of domestic energy sector. After assuming his office in Singh Durbar yesterday, Minister Lingden said the task force would be headed by a joint secretary of the ministry. Newly appointed Minister for Foreign Affairs, Dr. Bimala Rai Paudel, has said her priority at the office would be for making the service delivery system accessible, prompt and efficient. Talking to journalists after assuming the office yesterday, the Foreign Affairs Minister promised easy access and cordial response for the Nepalese to Nepali diplomatic missions abroad. Newly appointed Minister for Communication and Information Technology, Rekha Sharma, assumed office yesterday after taking an oath of secrecy and office. Assuming the office at Singh Durbar, Communication Minister Sharma pledged to extend communications and technology services nationwide. Newly appointed Minister for Education, Science and Technology, Sisir Khanal, has promised policies and programs required to improve the quality of education in the country. Talking to media briefly after assuming the office yesterday, the Education Minister said he would remain effortful to enhance the country's education sector. The newly appointed Minister of Culture, Tourism and Civil Aviation, Sudan Kurati, has said that the construction of Nijgarh International Airport would be expedited as it was a game-changer project for Nepal. Minister Kirati said so while assuming his office yesterday. On the occasion, Minister Kirati signed the first decision regarding the restructuring of the federal bodies under the ministry. On the occasion, the Secretary and other officers of the ministry apprised the Minister about the ongoing activities and plans of the ministry. Bagmati Province Chief Minister Salikram Jamakatel has won a vote of confidence from the Bagmati Province Assembly. Of the 110-member Province Assembly, Chief Minister Jamakatel of the CPN Maoist Centre received support from 105 members. Nepali Congress lawmakers also gave the vote of confidence to the newly elected Chief Minister. The Federal Parliament Secretariat has unveiled the schedule for the election to the post of House Speaker. As per the schedule, the time period between 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. The time once again, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. today has been fixed for filing nominations for the post of the Speaker. The list of the candidates for the Speaker post would be published at 4:15 p.m. today itself. Likewise, a proposal to elect the House Speaker would be tabled in the Federal Parliament meeting on Thursday, and the meeting would elect the new Speaker. A 9-member expert team from France has arrived in Nepal to study the case of the Yeti Airlines ATR aircraft crash. The Secretary at the Ministry of Culture, Tourism and Civil Aviation, Sudesh Adhikari, confirmed the arrival of the French expert team from the ATR Aircraft Manufacturing Company to Kathmandu. The Yeti Airlines aircraft carrying 72 passengers on board crashed in the Seti River Gorge in Pokhara on Sunday. The government has already formed a 5-member high-level probe commission to find out the cause of the crash. Meanwhile, one more body was recovered from the Yeti Airlines aircraft crash site yesterday. The bodies of 71 deceased in the aircrash have been so far recovered, and the search for one missing is still underway. Actor Purna Bikram Shah, Paul Shah, has been acquitted by the Tanahu District Court. Actor Paul Shah is currently in Tanahu jail on charges of raping a minor. The single bench of District Judge Komal Prasad Acharya acquitted actor Shah by holding that the prosecution claim was not sufficient, according to records keeper Min Bahadur Kunwar. However, actor Shah will continue to remain in jail as the Nawalpur District Court has sentenced Shah to 2 years and 6 months of imprisonment and a fine of Rs 25,000. Shah filed an appeal in the High Court against the decision, which remains sub judice in the courts. Ophthalmologist Dr. Sanduk Ruit will be honored with the Kingdom of Bahrain's prestigious Isa Award. The Isa Award, established in the name of Sheikh Isa bin Salman Al Khalifa, the first Emir of Bahrain, awards people who have served humanity and their community. This is going to be the 5th edition of the award. The organization said that it decided to honor Dr. Ruit for his service to humanity. Dr. Ruit has served hundreds of thousands of people in rural parts of Nepal by developing a simple method of treating cataracts. Dr. Ruit will receive a certificate of merit, a gold medal, and a $1 million cash prize. You're listening to Radio Nepal's 8 a.m. English News Bulletin. On to some international updates now. The top United States military officer traveled to Poland and talked with his Ukrainian counterpart face-to-face for the first time as Russia's war on Ukraine nears the one-year mark. According to Al Jazeera, U.S. Army General Mark Milley, who is the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, met for a couple of hours with Ukraine's chief military officer, General Valery Zaluzhny, at an undisclosed location in southeastern Poland near the border with Ukraine. The Ukrainian army chief said he outlined his force's urgent needs with Milley. The two leaders have talked frequently about Ukraine's military requirements and the state of the war over the past year, but had never met face-to-face. China's population has fallen for the first time in 60 years, with the national birth rate hitting a record low 6.77 births per 1,000 people. The population in 2022, that is 1.4118 billion, fell by 850,000 from the year 2021. The birth rate in 2022 was also down from 7.52 in 2021, according to China's National Bureau of Statistics, which released the figures on Tuesday. Now, the general weather forecast for the country for today, according to the Meteorological Forecasting Division. The weather will be partly to generally cloudy in hilly areas of the country and mainly fair in the rest of the country. Chances of light snowfall at one or two places of the high mountainous region of the country remain. Kathmandu's weather report for the past 24 hours, the maximum temperature was 16 degrees Celsius and the minimum temperature was 4.5 degrees Celsius. Well, that's all the news we have for this bulletin, but before wrapping up, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dal Prachanda expresses gratitude to all political parties and parliamentarians for giving him vote of confidence. Prime Minister Dahal seeks consensus in all-party meeting. Newly appointed Deputy Prime Minister, Ministers and State Ministers take oath of office and secrecy and assume their offices. Candidacy for election to the post of House Speaker to be filed today. Dr. Sandukruid honored with Bahrain's prestigious ISA Award, and top Ukraine-US military leaders meet face-to-face for the first time over urgent needs. Well, that's all the news we have for this bulletin. Our next bulletin in English will be at 2 in the afternoon. You can also listen to us online at our website, www.onlineradionepal.gov.np. Keep listening to Radio Nepal and have a good day.